I've been really, really tired today. Not feeling very well, but not a cold or anything. Just really, really drained. And this Rick Ross guy is so depressing. His music is very, very. I don't want to listen to anymore. I can't listen to anymore because it's awful. It's awful. I have tried listening to it because he works with a lot of other singers, and his name always pops up. Um, but yeah, every time I listen to it, I always just be like, yeah, I really don't want this guy on my list. But I have to think about. I think it's being around my granny for. I was only with her for 24 hours, but being around her made me almost angry at her for being just so close-minded, like just living in this her little bubble world. You have the church that's a very close distance away, um, walking distance, although she's very, very slow. Her walking ability is not very good, so she would probably take about half an hour, or maybe even an hour right now walking. She can't do it, but when her leg is healed from the operation, which will be 6 weeks, she's got a carer looking after her every day for the next 6 weeks. So um, yeah, I'm seeing early signs of dementia though. So but yeah, she's living on her own. So I feel, I guess, sorry for her, but I can't be around her because just how close-minded she was to her own little bubble. God is amazing. God is, whatever the church tells her that God is. And if I was to try and tell her that, there's a lot of different types of people in the world, hundreds of different types of people, and God is sort of God of everyone, including these types that probably shouldn't be here, shouldn't be. This overpopulation has caused a huge, huge variety of people. If you remember the box and the inversion, you've got people that are similar to God, and you've got people that are the exact opposite to God. And then you've got all these people in the middle that are just different in different ways, and there's just such a variety. And I think it's thinking about that has made me think that maybe I should have Angel of the. I think I did that. Did I just do that one actually? The wolf one. Did I do that before I went to Granny or afterwards? I don't know, but it's why I'm looking at Rick Ross now, because I guess it's the type of music that I would just want to ignore. Um, but at the same time, he has a following. When people start bringing up rappers' names, a lot of the names that they bring up I've never heard of, and I don't know or don't recognize. But sometimes if a name gets repeated over and over again, it makes me recognize it. And Rick Ross is, I guess, one of the ones that keep popping up, and I keep being like, why do people keep talking about this guy? I don't get it. But the fact that people are talking about him means that I feel like I need to give him some acknowledgement and credit, and it's all about how I'm feeling really dizzy actually. I keep getting dizzy spells. Um, but yeah, it's all about deals with the devil or just making huge amounts of money, and um, money is deals that often go wrong and lead into the grave. And he's just got. I'm trying to listen to the words, and it's just depressing that I don't want to. I don't understand how people can like this music. I really do not understand how people can like this music, but I don't want to just be like my granny and just completely have no clue. Out of all the female singers on that 250 list, she only knew one of them. One, can you believe it? I mean, okay, I didn't literally go through all of them. I picked up on the older ones, hoping that she would know. Because she doesn't know who Cher is, and doesn't know who. I don't know if I mentioned Kylie Minogue. I'm sure she must have heard of the name Kylie Minogue, but I didn't actually. I was skimming through them, and I was trying to see if she recognised anything. She just nothing, and getting really bad headaches. Um, and yeah, I don't know, but who else have I talked about? Meek Mill. Yeah, I think I brought him up because I know he did one with Justin Timberlake, and it never made sense to me. Justin Timberlake represents Martin. I felt like I should have a strong link to him, and then he did these one or two songs with Mac Mill, and I was just like, why did you do this? These are horrible songs. It's a horrible message. What's the point in this? I never understood it. Why, you know, why there's so many things he could have done, and yet he did that these horrible songs with me. I don't understand why these people have a following. I don't understand why there's people that like this whole gangster. I'm just out for sex and money, and why do people like this? I do not know, but I know that there is a huge amount of people, particularly in America, not so much in England, that think this way, and these are their idols, and it's just it's gross and depressing. Um, but I guess I need to make a video and just talk about it, because if you are a half decent person, you might be thinking, why have I got Rick Ross on my angel list? Because he's clearly doesn't sing about nice things, and neither does that Yellow Wolf or Meek Mill. But yeah, some people love trouble and they love causing trouble. They love the thrill, they love the adrenaline, they get addicted to it, and this is, why some people might rob a bank even if they don't need to. It's not about the money, it's about the thrill and the challenge of making more money and just causing trouble and not caring. And if I try and think back to why is it like this, and then I watched. Ow, it's been, I can't move my head. Um, what's it? They were dog rescuers, and I was trying to find a picture of it. Actually, there was this dog that was found in a kennel that was just lying in its own shit for months, and it just looks so sad. And I think the guy that was the main guy of that show, said that was like the worst case that he's ever seen, and I feel it. And when I try to think about why so many people have turned into this, let's just get fucked, get drunk, and just try and get as much money as possible and cause problems for others and not care. I think animal cruelty is the root of it. Before humans were human, their souls were in animals, and there's a lot of animals that are just kicked about and treated like crap. Um, and I don't understand why GPs, there can't be like a GP cat doctor. You have to have a vet training, you have to have a 7 year, which doesn't make any sense. Why would you force doctors that just want to work on cats and dogs to have, if they want to be a doctor, that an animal doctor, they have to also know about snakes and all sorts of animals? Why would you make it so much more complicated? Because if you had to put these people through a 7 year training, then they're going to have to charge a lot more for their services. Whereas if you just gave them a 1 year training where you just train them in cats and dogs, then they'll be able to be like a cat and dog GP, and they'll be able to treat cats and dogs far more cheaply and efficiently. And people that have cats and dogs that need, help, they don't have to go to expensive hospitals that are going to charge them hundreds of pounds or thousands of pounds in many cases. I've heard of some pets get some owners getting like £20,000 bills for a car accident that their cat or dog went through. And it's, people can't afford this, and so you need to find cheaper ways of helping cats and dogs. And because you don't, you've got all these animals that are suffering, and when they become human, that they also become quite nasty people because they don't trust others, and they sort of they're worried about their health, they're worried about what things are happening. I think the root of this stems from them being as animals, and the suffering that they faced when being an animal. They feel like it's going to happen again, and so they want to be greedy, they want to be, because they would feel safe. They'd feel safe having more money than they need, and they might not realize where this greed comes from. And I think a lot of it actually comes from extreme poverty in a past life, or extreme poverty as a pet, and not having an owner that can look after them and stuff. I just believe that's the root cause of it.